Good morning, tubers, and thank you for watching. This is a Craftsman tractor, DL2000 that I picked up on Craigslist. As you can see, the hood is cracked from what I understand. This is pretty typical of this particular tractor. It was put together once before. I don't know if you can see in there with these screws coming up, but it just fell apart on me the other day. This tractor was running, but the owner told me that it leaked oil. Not much, but it leaked oil, and that it would smoke. Couldn't find where the leak was coming from. The owner told me that it was, they thought it was the gasket. He just didn't want to bother fixing this. Now, originally this motor was a 25 horsepower motor, and it was replaced by Sears once before, and they put in a 26 horsepower motor. Now, when I was running it, it would smoke up after about 20 minutes of being used. So I pushed this machine and kept getting off, checking the oil to see where this oil was leaking. I couldn't find it. Then this machine really started smoking. I don't know if you can see this. I'm trying to clear this up a little bit, but right in here where you would change the oil, this melted. I stopped the machine and oil just gushed out of here. I had all to do to get a container under there to catch as much oil as possible, not to spill all over. But today we'll be looking at that. I'm not sure if that's the only leak that it had. Today this is what we'll be working on. Hopefully this is the only leak. If not, it'll be one of many that I'll be checking for. Until later. Okay, tubers, we're back. And for the ease of use over here, I have this hood off. This comes off fairly easy. You just press down, slide it down, slips out. Now, to get to this drain plug, it looks like there's a nut back here that I'll be able to loosen up and see what's involved. According to the directions, you have to turn it counterclockwise and pull to drain the oil. This is melted. There's a nut that it's connected to back here, and I want to see if I can get to that nut. To get to that nut, I'm going to have to take the starter off. To get to the starter, I have to take this engine cowling off. I already have it loosened up. These nuts all the way around are all 10 millimeters. Just take off the air cleaner. The air filter pops right out. For the sake of speed, these nuts are already loosened, and this cowling comes right off. You get to the starter, you get that off. There's a 13 millimeter, and it's only one 13 millimeter nut right in the back over there. You could use a star bit or the 13 millimeter, either one will work. And I'm going to get the starter off. Then I'm going to try and get that plastic off. If I can't get it off, you can see back here, there is a nut that this is attached to. I'm going to try to get that off. Okay, so I'll be working on that and get back to you shortly. Okay, we're back, and now I have a real problem. When I went to loosen this bolt, I put very little pressure on it, and it snapped off. And as you can see in here, this tube threaded inside this nut, and it went inside to the engine block here. Let me get a little closer. On top of everything else, it's starting to rain on me now. Okay, I can't get that much better than it is now. There's rain getting on the camera. Now, if you can see in here that the owner had have known about, because all around here there's some kind of sealant that was put on there. Not quite sure what it is. I was able to rub some of it off, but I couldn't tell. So this was a known problem. Instead of repairing it, we put some kind of sealant on, or it might even be no, regardless what it was, it broke off. I have a couple of choices now. One, I sharpened this old screwdriver, and I have to figure out which way this turns, and I want to see if I could just tap this a little bit to get this to spin. Hopefully this one isn't as tight as what this was. If that's the case, I'll baby this out. If not, I'm going to have to tap this, which is going to lead to other problems, because we have to watch that the shavings don't get inside of this engine. So, not sure how long this is going to take. Any kind of luck, I might be able to tap this out. just get like a little notch in it and hit it with the hammer and just keep bringing it around until I could get a little bite on it. And if that's not the case, it will have to be tapped out, and possibly this whole engine might have to be pulled apart. Well, until later, have a good day. Well, I couldn't believe how easy this came out. As luck would have it, when I put this nipple back in just to show how it was coming out, I just tapped all the way around with a hammer very gently to loosen it up. Once it was out long enough, I was able to get it with a needle nose plier and just unscrewed it. I have a feeling this is where the problem was originally. Look how loose this is. There's a lot of wiggle room in here. This nipple coming out is aluminum, very soft. Block is aluminum, and you can see there's not much in there. I can focus in a little better for you. You can see there wasn't much in there. What I'm going to do is buy a steel nipple. What's nice, I have this thread, so I'll be able to get the same thread. I just have to retap this hole. Not quite sure yet, but the metal nipple is the way I'm going to be going with this. I'll have it extending just out to here, and I'll just change the oil the way we did years back before we had all these plastic parts. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this mower really smoked yesterday. Hope I didn't do any internal damage. I shut it off as soon as it went, really started smoking up. And the best part about this was that I didn't have to tap it out. Well, so far I didn't. And I didn't have to worry about any metal shavings getting inside the block and having to take this block apart to get them out, or just try blowing them out. Anyway, it'll be a while before I get back to this. I have to go pick up parts and working on another project besides this one.